It's 6 a.m. and Malika's bus station is already heaving. This is a daily occurrence here in Keur Massar, one of Dakar's largest suburbs, where residents like Djalaka commute into town. The student wakes up every day before sunrise to struggle for a place.
Every morning, I get up at 5 a.m. I leave my house and then go to the bus station. But sometimes there aren't any buses, and we have to walk to find other ones that can take us to school.
After half an hour, Djalaka decides to take her chances elsewhere, but doesn't have any luck.
Do you think he's going to stop? He's not stopping. But it's the right bus stop.
More than 1.5 million people commute into the city centre on overcrowded buses from the suburbs every day. It took Djalaka more than 2 hours to travel the 25-kilometre distance between her home and the city centre.
This is not a life. It's made me question whether I should continue my studies. I've asked myself why I haven't given up to do something else.
Poor transit options prevent many residents from venturing into Dakar, but remaining in the suburbs has its own difficulties. The Great Crossroad in Keur Massar lies at its very heart. Huge numbers of young people, many unqualified, gathered here every morning hoping to find construction work. For many, their survival depends on it.
You see these 300 francs? That's all I have left. Look at my pockets, they're empty, I have nothing.
Omar is a bricklayer. The 26-year-old struggles to find decent work.
They don't pay us enough. Sometimes they pay us 7,000 francs for an entire day of work. Once you've paid for your transport and have taken out all the other expenses, there are just 300 francs left. And these 300 francs are necessary for you to get back to work the next day.
Omar has grown bitter after years of repeating this exhausting cycle. He and his friends blame the authorities.
There in Senegal, we've had different presidents. Abdou Diouf, Abdoulaye Wade, Macky Sall. Each of them only thinks about themselves, not about others.
In 30 years, the population of Keur Massar has grown from 8,000 to 800,000 people. The suburb was declared a département in 2021. The following year, during local elections, the population voted massively in favour of the opposition, ousting 5 out of 6 mayors. But this has done little to address the area's crippling infrastructure needs, according to this local representative.
We're right next to the University of Senegal. It was built nearly 2 years ago, but for whatever reason, it's not up and running yet. There's also the central police station, which is complete, but still not operational. And as a département, we should have a level 3 hospital, but this isn't the case. It's a pressing need. This is the banlieue. Everything is a pressing need.
Some have grown not to expect anything from the authorities. Chingo Si is a rapper. 2 years ago, he and his organisation launched a project called Africa Verde in a bid to improve lives in the neighbourhood.
Here is the garden. Before, there was just waste. Everyone put their rubbish here.
His association has trained more than 100 young people and women in agricultural methods and gardening. The aim is to help them develop their own gardens.
Most young people are waiting for local authorities, the government or people like that, to help them. But we, as sons of the suburbs, decided it was necessary to take matters into our own hands.
His association regularly broadcasts messages of hope via a local internet radio station called Nite FM. The various shows highlight the exploits of inspirational characters from the neighbourhood. Today, it's focused on the captain of the women's football team.
Ever since I was little, I didn't play with boys. And here in Keur Massar, I never saw a girl playing football.
The people need this. It motivates them. It shows them that they can be in Keur Massar and achieve great things. It makes Keur Massar an example to the world.
But Chingo's organisation has hit several roadblocks. Their request for authorisation to broadcast over the airwaves has gone unanswered for over a year. After a long day of studies, Djelaka finds herself once again at the bus station, this time in town, hoping to head back to the suburbs. The young woman spends a minimum of 4 hours a day commuting. She will have to keep this up until her studies are over. She hopes to become an entrepreneur and leave Keur Massar for good. In her eyes, politicians will never improve the lives of people here.
We've noticed that the authorities ignore the residents of the suburbs unless there's an election going on. It's better to say directly that we simply no longer have any need for the authorities. We don't want to be the slaves of anyone.
Winning votes in these densely populated zones could be crucial for Senegalese politicians when elections are held. Keur Massar, along with the suburbs of Pikine, Guédiawaye and Rufisque, are among the most contested areas in the country.